Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Okay, so I have not seen any of the no one have shared the assignment severity priority into the group. Are you guys working on it, guys? The combination
Yes, sir.
severity.
Working on it.
Combination. Okay. Okay, work on it and share into the group. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Good. Cool then. So anyone is having doubt, guys, regarding the severity and priority? Any single doubts? All of your understanding it why this severity and priority is there for the defect? Everyone? Okay, good. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, and let's discuss about the next topic. Okay, that is nothing but what? Test case design techniques. Okay, or well, we can call it a testing techniques. Okay. Okay, so some companies, okay, or sometime we are calling it a test design technique, or some people are saying test techniques. Okay, testing techniques or tester techniques, both are same. Okay, cool then. So I know that you guys have prepared your test scenario and the test cases, correct, guys? Everyone here, I hope everyone have tried how to prepare the test scenario and the test cases, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so while preparing a test scenario, definitely you guys have just assume something, okay, and accordingly you have prepared your own scenarios. Okay, miss whatever things you have understand, accordingly I think you guys have prepared your test scenario and the test cases. Okay, but in real time, okay, to prepare the test scenario or the test cases, we need to follow some of the techniques. Okay, so this test case design techniques or testing techniques, this is going to help you to derive a quality number of test scenario. Okay, or if you want to get a quality number of test, a good scenario, maximum number of test scenario, okay, then we have to follow the some of the techniques. Okay, so for that we are having what test case design techniques or the testing techniques. Getting it, guys? Okay, to identify that quality number of test scenario, we need to follow some of the techniques. It's similar like our developers. Okay, so if they want to write some of the program, then what they are doing, they are thinking about the logic. Okay, and accordingly they are writing a program. Okay, some people, some experienced people, if they are having good programming knowledge, then they can write some 4 to 5 line of code. Okay, and they can write the logic. If you are a moderate level programmer, okay, or you are a beginner developer, okay, then you may write some 10-15 line of code for the same logic. Okay, so here exactly accordingly what if you know the techniques, if you know the logic, then you can prepare those kind of programs. Okay, but similar here, as a QA, as a test engineer, if you know the techniques, then you can come up with a n number of quality test scenarios. Okay, we can cover the all the combination of the application or functionality, like all the combination is what all kind of test scenario we can derive it, okay, with following the test case design techniques. So we are having what a few techniques, okay, with that, okay, we can derive our test scenarios. So let's discuss about it. So we are having what boundary value analysis. Okay, that also we are calling it BVA. That is one of the most important techniques. Then we are having what equivalence class partitioning. That also we can call it as a ECP in short form. Okay, this is second techniques. We are having another techniques that is like decision table. Then we are having what state transition matrix. Okay, and also we are having what error gassing. Okay, so these are the 5 different techniques we are having, okay, to identify the quality number of test scenarios. Okay, guys, so whenever you will get a requirement, okay, or whenever any of the user stories or requirement is going to assign to you, okay, then first you will understand the requirement. Okay, and after understanding it, you are going to prepare the test scenario. Okay, so while preparing a test scenario, you need to think about this all the techniques. Okay, what kind of techniques you can apply to get a quality number of test scenarios. Okay, So let's discuss one by one about all these different techniques. So the first techniques we are having what? Boundary value analysis. Okay. So before explaining this boundary value analysis, let me give some example. Okay. So let's say that, okay, there is a one functionality. Okay. Let's say that one feature we are having it. Okay. Feature is saying that, okay, let's say that some input field are there. Okay. Some input fields is there. Okay, let's say that this is username field. Okay, let's say that you want to create an account. Okay, and for that, okay, you are having one username field. Okay, and here you want to enter something. Okay, I hope everyone knows that what is a text field. Text field is nothing but what, guys? Can someone tell me what is the meaning of the text field? In application, in website, we are having the input field, right? So that only we are calling as a text field. Correct, guys? Text,
Yes, sir.
whatever
Yes, sir.
text we can enter, that only we are calling as a text field. Okay, so let's say that this is a username field. Okay, and this is for here you want to create an account. Okay, and here you want to provide what? Username. Okay, so now, okay, in this username field, okay, we can enter some data. Okay, so ever you guys have observed, like, okay, like while creating an account, okay, or while entering some of the data into this username field, okay, it will throw some validation message, like, okay, you have to enter minimum this character, maximum this character. Ever you guys have observed for any of the application?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if
Yes,
you
sir.
will not fulfill that criteria, then it will not accept. Okay, it means what? Okay, for this input field, okay, there will be some range. Okay, that is nothing but validation range, we can say that. Okay, means there will be some acceptance criteria will be there. Okay, I can call it as acceptance criteria, or I can call it as what? Validation message. Okay, validation message will be like, okay, for if you want to create a username, then you have to enter what? Minimum some 3 character, okay, and maximum some 8 characters. Okay, means minimum 3 character is acceptable for this input field. Okay, and maximum up to 8 characters you can enter it. Okay, I think such kind of messages we are getting it, right, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Correct. Okay, so let's say assume that, okay, you are having like in the application, in the requirement, we are having such kind of feature, okay, where it will ask for some validation message. Okay, so whenever you will get any of the validation message, right, okay, where it will be saying that, okay, some minimum character is required, some maximum character is required. Okay, so in that period, okay, we have to think about this boundary value analysis. Okay, guys, just try to understand. Okay, whenever you will get a requirement, okay, in that requirement, okay, there is an input field. Okay, now in this input field, if there is some validation message, okay, or validation what alert is there, like, okay, you have to enter minimum this character, maximum this character. Okay, so in that case, okay, we have to apply the boundary value analysis for deriving our tester scenario. Okay, that is the first thing you guys need to remember. Okay, for the input field, we are having what? Some minimum and maximum validation. Okay, so for that reason, we have to apply the boundary value analysis. Okay, cool. Okay, so now what this boundary value analysis is saying that, okay, boundary value analysis is saying that, okay, we have to test the boundary range values. Okay, we are having what? Some minimum character and maximum character. Okay, so here what exactly this boundary value analysis will say? It's saying that, okay, in this minimum character, okay, what is the whatever the boundary touching values we are having, that we have to test it for testing this username field. Okay, for the maximum character also, okay, what is the boundary touching values we are having it. Okay, so that also we have to test for this particular username field. Okay, guys, so with having this boundary value analysis, we are going to what? Test the boundary touching values. Okay, boundary range of values we have to test it as a part of boundary value analysis for this particular requirement. Okay, now to apply this boundary value analysis, we are having one formula. Okay, that formula is nothing but what? Here we will get a one formula. That formula is like min minus min, min plus, okay, and then max minus, max, and max plus. Okay, so this is the formula for applying the boundary value analysis. Okay, so you know that, okay, we are having some minimum character and maximum character. So can someone tell me, like, what is the minimum character? Min means what? Minimum character. So what I can write it here?
3,
3.
3. And what is the maximum?
8, 9.
8.
8 or 9?
Eight.
8,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right?
8.
That is the maximum. Okay. So now, can you guys tell like what is the min minus
2,
2, sir.
2, and what is the min plus
4,
4,
4, min max minus
7,
7.
okay,
Seven.
then 9.
9.
9. Okay. So you can see that, okay, what exactly we are doing it here. We are just taking the boundary touching values. Okay. For these 3 minimum character, what is the touching value we are having? So touching value is nothing but 2 and 4. Okay. For the maximum range, okay, we are having some touching value. What is that? Touching value is nothing but 7 and 9. Okay, it means what we are analyzing the boundary values. Okay, boundary values of this minimum and maximum character. Okay, so here based on this formula, okay, we can now come up with the quality number of test scenario. Means we can cover the maximum scenario for testing this particular username field. Okay, so we are saying that we are having min minus min plus, okay, then max minus max max plus. Okay, so here exactly with having this boundary range values, okay, we have to validate this particular username field. Okay, so now, can you guys tell me like when we will not get any of the error message, like what kind of value we will enter in this username field. So for that, we will not get any error message
3 between 8, correct?
From 3 to 8.
from 3 to 8. Correct, guys? If you will enter between the 3 to 8 character, then it will accept this value. Correct? So can I call it like this is a valid range?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is a valid range, right? Because it will, as per the requirement, saying that minimum 3 and maximum 8 is required. Okay. So if you will enter any of the input, okay, between this 3 to 8 characters, then it's going to accept into this particular username field. So that is like valid range. Okay. And when we will get an error message here in this username field, when we will get an error message,
Out of the range.
It's out of range
Out of-
like 2 or 9.
when we will enter the 2 or 9. Correct, guys? Okay, so if you will provide a what a value like a minimum like a 2, okay, like less than 3, okay, then you will get a error message like, okay, please enter the value between 3 to 8 characters. If you are giving more than 8 characters, then again it will throw the error message. Yes or no? Okay, so here what is the invalid range? Invalid range or invalid value 2 and 9.
2
Okay.
and 9.
Okay, less than 3, okay, or greater than 8. Okay, so here as per this example, 2 and 9 is like invalid range. If you enter the 2 character here, it will not accept. It will if you enter the 9 characters, 10 character, it will not accept. Correct. So exactly what we are checking, that we are checking the boundary values. Okay, whether these boundary values are going to accept or not. Okay, if it will accept it, then that is a part of your requirement, because this is the valid range we are having it. It's going to accept it. But if you will give the this 3, 2 or 9, then it's not going to accept it. Correct? Okay, so that is what invalid range. Okay, guys, so that's how actually we need to apply this boundary value analysis. So the first criteria of the boundary value analysis is what? We have to check it the input field validation. Okay, if this validation message is saying that there is some minimum character and maximum character, then we have to apply the boundary value analysis. And why we are applying it? Because we want to test this input field with the boundary touching values. Okay, if we are entering the less than 3, it will not accept. It will entering the greater than 8, it will not accept. But if you will give the range between 3 to 8, it's going to accept. Getting it, guys? Okay, so that's how actually we need to apply the boundary value analysis. We are analyzing the boundary values of the minimum and maximum characters. All of you are understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So now can you guys tell me like how many test scenario we can prepare for this? How many test scenario we can prepare?
Maximum.
3.
3.
No, sir.
Okay,
5 to 6.
think about it. How many scenario we can prepare?
So 6.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
6,
that's
sir.
absolutely correct. We can prepare it ideally, okay? Because this input field, right, we have to test with all the values, right?
6.
Verify this username field with entering the 2 character, verify this input field with giving the 3 characters, verify this input field with giving the 4 characters, verify this input field with the 7, 8, as well as the 9. Correct? So likewise, to test this particular username field, okay, we can derive what? 6 number of test scenarios. Correct? That is the one possibility. Okay. Second possibility is like, okay, we can derive the two scenarios. Okay, two scenarios is what? We can write it out. Verify the input, verify the username field. Okay, with entering
Valid input and invalid.
yes, valid range of input. Okay, i.e. between 3 to
8.
correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay, and second things we can prepare like invalid range. Okay, that is like verify the username field. Okay, with entering invalid range of input. Okay, less than 3 and greater than 8. Okay, it means what? 2 and 9. Correct? Yes or no? Okay. So if you will enter the between this 3 to 8 character, it's going to accept it. Okay, but when you enter the 2 and 9, then it should throw the error message. Okay. So why we are doing it? Because sometimes, you know, like developers will miss to write a logic. Okay, they will say that, okay, we have implemented this functionality, okay, but they will miss to write a logic where they will control, okay, or they will validate this 2 character or 9 characters. Correct, guys? So to make sure that that field is what developed according to the requirement, okay, you have to what apply this boundary value analysis, and you have to come up with the proper test scenarios where you can cover the test scenario for the min minus and max plus range also. Getting it? It's to throw the error message for the 2 and 9. All of you understanding why we are applying this? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is what boundary value analysis. Analyze the boundary touching values. Okay. To get a error message, okay, or to validate this particular input field. Okay. As of now, I have given just one username field, but in real time, okay, you may get what various field where you may get this kind of validation link. Okay. So that time you can apply these boundary values, okay, and you can come up with your test scenarios. Okay. Because as a QA, we are saying that, okay, we have to test all the possible combination, correct, guys? So those combination easily we can get it with applying the boundary value analysis. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, so remember this. Okay, one of the most important techniques, and also like in interview, definitely you may face this question. Okay, what do you mean by boundary value analysis? Okay, so give some example. Okay, and explain this. Okay, you can take any real-time example. You know about the age, like in some application we are having age field, right? Age field, okay, and it will say that, okay, it will allow only between 18 to what? Something 65 years. Okay, or this website is only for the 18 to 65 year age people. Okay, so here also we can apply the boundary value analysis. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can give this kind of example, okay, and you can explain it. Okay, instead of directly giving the theoretical stuff, okay, try to give the answers with giving some example. Okay, you can say that, let's say assume that there is some username field or there is some age field, okay, where the criteria is saying that minimum and maximum character is required. Okay, so now to test this about minimum and to test this particular username field whether it will work with this combination, or we can have the boundary value analysis. Okay, and for this minimum range, okay, we can check the touching values, that is nothing but 2 and 4. Okay, maximum that is 7 and 9. Okay, and we can check it whether this input fields will work, okay, with this valid and invalid combination or not. Okay, so that is what boundary value analysis. Clear, guys? Okay, so now can you tell me, like, okay, I'm saying that, okay, to test verify this username field, okay, with giving the 2 characters. Okay, so what kind of test data you can enter? What kind of data you can enter? Can someone tell me? I'm saying that, okay, verify this input field, username field, with entering 2 characters. So what kind of data actually you are going to enter?
Character.
Username and password.
Yes, but what exactly you will enter? What exact data?
So characters.
Yes,
Two letters.
Two letters.
And then must be the characters.
So I can select AB, just I can enter it. I can check it, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Correct, guys? Okay. Or if it's a 3 character, I can enter ABC, something like that. Yes or no? If it's a
Yes.
more character, ABCD. Okay. So likewise, we need to enter the values. Okay, and we need to check whether this field is accepting or not. Okay. So this data, whatever data I'm entering here in this username field, that data actually we are calling as what test data. Getting it, guys? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Whatever information, okay, whatever data you are going to enter to test this particular functionality or particular input field, so that data actually we are calling is what test data. Okay, I think in the test case document we are having one column, remember, test data column.
Yeah, there.
Okay, test data. Okay, it means what, whatever data you want to insert for testing perspective, so that data actually we are calling so test data. Getting it, everyone? It may be anything. Okay, let's say that you want to log in. Okay, so for login also some username password is required. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that information actually you can keep on the test data column. Okay, let's say that you want to log in into the application. Your scenario is saying that verify the login functionality. Okay, so in the test data field you can provide the username and the password. Okay, with which kind of exact data you want to test it. Okay, so that data you can keep it under the test data column. Okay, so that data is nothing but test data. Okay, remember that. Okay, so this test data you can prepare it by your own, okay, as a QA. Okay, or otherwise sometimes clients are also saying that test data, like you have to test the application only with this data. Okay, but usually as a QA we are only preparing our own test data. Okay, remember that. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone is having doubt? Boundary value analysis, one of the most important concepts.
Then sir, how to check like number or a character A, B, C, D in there.
Sorry.
Number means 0 to 9
Yes,
and A to Z. How to check there in the username?
you can enter it. Okay, let's say if it's number, okay, you can enter this like 19. Okay, and you can check it whether this age field is accepting or not. If it's a number, let's say that 66, okay, you will enter the 66, okay, and you can check it. Or there will be some, if it's a age related stuff, okay, then there will be some DOB, date of birth selection. Okay, so accordingly it will calculate your age. Yes or no?
Yes.
Automatically it will say, right? If you select your date of birth, automatically it will say that, okay, you are 18 years, 20 years, or whatever it is. Okay, guys? So accordingly you can select it and you can validate. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone is having doubt? Boundary value analysis.
So, sir, there will always be minimum 6 scenarios for this.
No, as per this example, you can prepare the 6 scenario, okay? Or if you are a good tester, then go with this 2 scenario. Valid and invalid range. Getting it?
But sir, we need to check invalid also.
That's what I'm saying. Valid and invalid range, 2 scenario. Okay. And while testing it, okay, you can prepare your test data, okay, and the test data you can enter it. Let's say that it's saying that valid range between 3 to 8 characters. So in this test data field, okay, you can prepare the test data for this 3 character, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all. Okay, and you can enter and you can check it.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, hello.
Yes. Go
Sir,
ahead.
if it is text field, it accept only message, then how to test boundary value analysis?
What? I didn't get you. Message means what?
Message means like to accept 50 lines, 60 line, like that.
Okay, so for that we are having next this technique, that is equivalence class partition. We will discuss about it.
Okay.
Okay. So as of now, try to understand the requirement. What is requirement is saying? Minimum this and maximum. Getting it, guys? If this kind of requirement is there, automatically you have to think about boundary value analysis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now next is what? Equivalence class partitioning. Okay, ECP. Okay. So now equivalence class partitioning, when we can apply, okay, when we are having the input validation, okay, but that validation message or validation is a huge, okay. Let's say that some of the input field we are having it, okay, and in this input field they are saying that, okay, the validation range is saying, okay, like users can enter up to 1000 characters. Okay, means it will accept only 1000 characters. Okay, it will not accept more than that. Okay, so whenever we are getting such kind of huge range, okay, that range will be maximum. Okay, so in that period, okay, we have to apply the equivalence class partitioning. Okay, we can apply the boundary value analysis also. Okay, but as a part of techniques wise, we are saying that, okay, if the range is more, okay, like 1000, 2000, 1 lakh, 1 crore, something, okay, then we have to think about the equivalence class partitioning. Okay, to validate this particular input field, okay, we are having what maximum range. Okay, so if there is a maximum range, then we have to think about equivalence class partitioning. Okay, and what exactly this equivalence class partitioning is for? It's saying that, okay, this total number we are having, right, that whole number, okay, the total value, this total number, what we have to do, we have to divide, okay, into the equal parts. Equivalence means equal class or equivalence class is for equal parts. Okay, we have to divide this number. Getting my point, guys? Means whatever the whole number we are having, that number we have to divide into the multiple equal parts. Okay, that is the first criteria of this equivalence class partitioning. Okay, we are having an input field. Okay, in that input field we are having a maximum range. Okay, now to apply this equivalence class partitioning, we have to divide this range into the multiple equal parts. Okay, so can someone tell me, like, in how many ways we can divide into the equal parts this 1000 characters? In how many ways we can divide into the equal parts this 1000 value? Can someone tell me?
Sir, it's up to our wish, sir. We can
Yeah,
divide into
I'm
two
asking you-
equal or
Yeah, I'm asking your wish only. In how many ways we can divide?
multiple ways, sir. We can divide 5 equal parts or 10 equal
That
parts,
only I
2
want to
equal.
know. Tell me that. What is the equal parts?
5.
10.
10. Okay. 110 times.
500 characters into 2 times.
502 times. Okay.
250 character 4 times.
254 times. What else?
I guess we have to do like 1 to
205 times.
100,
Sorry.
1 to 100 between that one time, and 2 to 300 one time, like 3 to 400 one time, like that we have to do.
In how many ways we can divide into the equal parts? 5 times, not 5 times, 4 times with the 250 numbers, 10 times, it's 100 is there, correct? 5 times is
Yes.
200, correct, guys? So that's how we can divide into the equal parts, right? Okay. So let me go with the what 4 equal parts. So what is it? What will be the value for the 4 equal parts?
250.
250.
Okay, so I will say that, okay, for this input field, okay, the first input condition is like, okay, like 250, 1 to 250, like one partition, okay, like one equal parts, 1 to 250. What is the next part? 251 to
500.
500.
what else? Next
501 to 750.
1 to
750, then
751 to 1000.
1000. Correct, guys? So that is the equal parts of this number. Yes or no? Okay. So what we are doing, okay, equivalence class partitioning, divide this number into the equal parts. Okay. So that we have done it. Okay. We have divided into the equal parts. Okay. So that is the first criteria we have to apply for this ECP. Okay, we have to divide the number into the multiple equal parts. Okay, so each part that we can call it a one class. Okay, I can call this a one partition, or I can call it as a one class. Okay, second partition or second class, third partition or third class. Okay, fourth partition or fourth class. Okay, so we have divided into the equal parts. Okay, so that we have done it. Okay, now next what it's saying that, okay, now what we have to, like, we have to test this input field, okay, from the first partition. Okay, means this input fields we want to validate. Okay, so for that what we have to do, from the first part, from each part we have to take some of the values. Okay, so here we are having 1 to 250 characters, or 1 to 250 numbers. Okay, so in between of this 1 to 250 number, you can take any values. Okay, it's not saying like any fixed value you have to take, but any value you can take it, like between 1 to 250. So I'm just selecting that, like something of 5. Okay, I'm selecting 100. Okay, I'm just selecting 249. Okay, you can take, it's up to you, like how many numbers you want to take. Okay, but that number should be between this partition only. Getting it, guys? Because we want to make sure that that input field will work properly with the other 1,000 characters. Okay, so simply we can't apply the boundary value analysis, where we can just check the boundary touching. Okay, boundary range. Here we need to test with giving the more data. Okay, so that's the reason we are applying this equivalence class partitioning. Okay, so first what we are doing, we have divided it in equal parts. Now from the each parts, okay, I will be taking some of the values. Okay, so that is like values from the first partition. Similar way, from the second partition I can take some values like 300, 450. Okay, or you can say that 499. You can take any number. Okay, it's up to you. There is no condition. Okay, but that value should be between that parts only. Okay, so here I am taking what, 600. Okay, 650. Okay, then 740. Okay, guys, similar way I can take it for the from the last partition also. 800, 900. Okay, and 999. Getting it, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what exactly we are doing it here? We are actually just preparing a test data here. Okay, test data means what? To validate this input field, this kind of data we have to enter it. Okay, so that only we are preparing as a part of this equivalence class partitioning. We have divided in equal parts, and from each parts we are taking some of the values. Why? Because with this value we want to validate this input field. If I enter this 5 character, it will accept. If it enter the 100 characters, it will accept. 249, it will accept. Correct? Because this is a valid range. Correct, guys? Yes or no? This is a valid range. Okay, so likewise we can derive our what test data, okay, with applying this equivalence class partitioning. And here also we are having what, invalid range. So what will be the invalid range for this particular input field?
1001 to
For
0
class
to
1 or for the entire fields?
0,
1001.
1001. Correct, guys? Yes or no? 1001 plus, it will be like, it will be the invalid range. Okay, because if you enter the more than 1,000 character, it will throw the error message, means that is the invalid range. If you will give the 0 character, then it will throw the error message. Why? Because this is the 0 is not acceptable. Getting my point? Okay,
Sir,
yeah.
but here it doesn't here declare that 0 is not valid or invalid. I mean, it's
So
from 1
ideally,
to 1,000.
so can you send 0 rupees to anyone?
No, sir, of course not.
So we have to think, right? Like obviously that is the input with something you want to update. So there should be some values, correct? Minimum values. Okay, but here we are saying that, okay, here we should allow 1,000 character, means minimum is by default 1 will be there, correct? Because here we are, I'm not saying that, okay, what is the minimum value, like 3, 4, 5. Okay, by default it will be 1. Okay, but maximum we are having up to 1,000. Getting it? Can you create a Facebook post without entering any of the value, or with having just a blank details? Can you create a post in a Facebook or in any of the social media?
No, sir.
Definitely
No,
not,
sir.
right? Okay, so that is a invalid. Okay, so 0 is like invalid and 1001 is invalid. Okay, guys. So that's how actually we need to come up with our test data properly. Okay, to test this particular input field. Okay. So again, this is the input field. Okay, but here we are having some maximum range. Okay. So in that case, we can apply this equivalence class partitioning. Okay, and we can divide this number into the equal parts. Okay, and now from the each equal parts, we can take some values. Okay, so when you will prepare your test scenario, then you can mention it like, okay, verify this input field with giving these values between 1 to 250 characters. Verify this input fields with giving the values between 251 and 500 characters. Okay, verify this input field with the 500 and 750. Verify this input field with the 751 to 1000 characters. Okay, now when you will perform the actual testing, so during that time you can enter some values, okay, between this 1 to 250 characters. Okay, and you can test it out. Okay, so that is for the valid range. Similar way, you can prepare the test scenario for the invalid range. Verify that this input field should throw the error message when we will not provide any value. When we will give the maximum values like or invalid range, that is a 1001, then it should throw the error message. Correct. So likewise, you can prepare a test scenario for each parts. Okay, and along with the this invalid range. Getting it, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
one
sir.
more question, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, if interviewer asks what is equivalence class partitioning, then we will ask them to equal class partitioning means equal class division.
No, we have.
Then
It means what? Okay. There, so you can say like, okay, assume that there is some input field and there we are having some 1000 characters. Okay. So
yes,
now
sir.
to apply this equivalence class partitioning, okay, this 1000 characters we have to divide into the equal parts. Okay. Now
Yes.
from the each equal parts, we can take some values. Again, with that value, we can test this input field. So that's how we can derive the equivalence class partitioning.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. Everyone.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not clear with the difference between ECP and BVA. Here also we can use BVA instead of ECP now
So
by fixing
assume
the
that
ranges.
you are applying this boundary value analysis, okay, and you are feeling that okay, that input field is not accepting the value between this 250 to 500 characters, then there will be a possibility, right? We don't know. Correct? Let's say that you want to transfer what 1 lakh rupees, okay, to someone else account. So will you just check with the what three we can apply the boundary value analysis here, okay, but along with that we have to check, right, okay, whether we are able to transfer some what 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 or not with this input field. We are a tester. We have to check with all the combination. Getting it? We need to
Okay,
make
sir.
sure that okay, it will work for all the different ranges. Okay. If you apply this just boundary value means what you are just testing this word 0, 1, okay, then 1000 and this 1001. This is a 4 value, but here we are having some maximum value. But we need to check it in between of that, okay, whether this feature or this input field will accept or not. So for that reason, we are applying this equivalence class partitioning. Okay, to test this input field with the multiple combination with the multiple test data. Okay, if there is a small range, okay, where we need to validate some minimum maximum, you can apply the boundary value analysis. But if there is a more values we are having it to validate this particular input field, so that time you have to apply the equivalence class partitioning.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, if these all ranges for only single input field, then why are we breaking into these ranges?
Can you rephrase your question?
Sir, here is we have 4 ranges,
Hmm.
1 to 250 to 51 to 500,
Hmm.
and all these values we are putting in single input field
Hmm.
in different test scenarios.
Hmm.
Then why are we breaking in these test ranges? We are also
Because we want to test with the multiple combination. Okay. I'm saying that 1 to 250. So we need to check it between this 1 to 250 character is going to accept. Definitely it will accept it. But as a tester, we need to make sure, right, whether it's accepting or not. Correct, guys? We know that okay, definitely it's a number between this 1 to 1000 means definitely it will accept it. But to testing point of view, we have to test with the various combination. We need to make sure that, okay, with the every combination, okay, with the different values, okay, this input field is accepting. Getting it? Let's say that something developers have write some logic, okay, let's say 1000 character. Now in between they have put some condition, like if user will enter between this 3 to 499 character, then it will not accept. But if they will enter below this and maximum this, then it will accept. Okay, means they have written a logic like to enter the data from the 1 to 2000. Okay, that is the first logic they have written. But in between, let's say that they have written some logic like, okay, if user will enter something like 500, okay, or some 600, then it will not accept. Getting it? I'm just
Yes,
saying
sir.
that, okay, there will be in real time, there will be no chances like they will write some kind of extra logic, but there will be some chances, okay, where with this different combination, it will not work. Getting it, guys?
Okay, sir.
Okay. All of you are getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similar with developers, okay, let's say that I'm a senior developer again. I can write a 4-line of code. Okay, now other developer, they will be writing a 10-line of code. So I can also say the same thing, like why you're writing 10-line of code? Because, okay, because they don't have the proper knowledge, okay, or they want to check with the different combination, okay, or they want to check the different logics, okay, means logic will be same, okay, but they want to check with the different programs, okay. Similarly, as a QA, you have to check with the different combination. See, QA testing is not a straightforward thing. Okay, we have to make sure that it will work with the every possible things. Okay, with the every possible combination that application should work. Okay, so that we have to test as a test engineer. Okay, guys. So any doubt here? Equivalence class partitioning.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, looks good. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you guys my LinkedIn also. Okay. So let's say that this is the input field, right? Create a post. So anyone is having idea like what is the range we are having for creating a post into the LinkedIn or in the Twitter? I think Twitter also you guys are using, right? So let's say that I'm just copying this text. Okay. I'm just copying this. Let me copy this. I will go to my home. I will create a post. Okay. I'm just pasting it. Okay, some data. Okay, so can you guys see that? Like something is coming in a red color, black color. Can you see that? What it's saying? We have entered like some invalid range. Okay, correct? Minus. Let me delete till here. Can you see that -2 means what? We have entered more than 2. Okay, and this you can see that this bit option is disabled. Correct, guys? Because there is some validation range we are having in this input field. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll remove this, then it will work fine. Okay, if that option is open. Okay, let's say that I'm just removing everything. Okay, see that tweet option is not enabled. If I'll enter one data, it's a getting enabled. Getting it, guys? So here also we are having some of the range. Okay, if you are entering within that range, it will accept, it will work. Okay, similarly in the LinkedIn also we are having it, like I think some characters. Let me copy paste and let's see that how many things, how many characters going to accept. Just pasting it. There is no validation in this. We can enter n number. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now to make sure that okay, this input field will work with all the different combination. Okay, we have to enter such kind of test data and we have to test it. But before that, we need to have the test scenarios. Yes or no? Correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's how actually we can think about the equivalence class partitioning. Okay. Similar way, like a banking application. Okay, let's say that there is some field, okay, like a transaction field. Okay, like you want to enter the amount. Okay, now it's saying that okay, this validation in this field. Okay, you can like we can transfer up to this what 1 lakh. Okay, something like that. So for testing this particular input field with the different values, different prices, okay, or the different values, okay, we can apply this equivalence class partitioning. We can check it between this range, okay, how many data is accepting, okay, what all data are accepting. Getting it, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, leave this. Okay. So any doubt here? Equivalence class partitioning. Looks good. Okay. So now we have discussed about the BVA and ECP. Okay. So now next technique is what? Decision table. Okay, that is the third technique. Decision table. Okay. So this decision table is also one of the techniques, or I can say that okay, this is like most used techniques. Okay, like mostly we guys are using this techniques for what deriving our test scenarios. Okay, guys. So decision table is one of the what demanded techniques. Okay, we can say that which we are applying for testing or we for defining our test scenario. Okay. So again, when we can apply this decision table, let's discuss about it. Okay. So the first thing you guys need to remember is like okay, decision table when we can apply when we are having multiple input field. Okay. So in that case, we can apply the decision table. Okay. Or I can say that when we are having multiple condition, okay, to use the feature, okay, to use the functionality. So in that case, okay, we can apply this decision table. Okay, so there is a two possibility we are having to apply the decision table. Okay, if you are testing some of the functionalities where you are having multiple input fields, so that time you can apply this. If you are having a multiple condition, okay, means let's say that some of the fields are there, okay, and there we are having some multiple condition, so that time also we can apply this decision table. Okay, so let me give some simple example. Okay, then based on that I will give a more example about this. Okay, let me give a simple example for now. So I hope everyone know the word login field. How many fields we are having for the login functionality? Can someone tell me ideally?
So username, password, login.
Username, password, and then we are having login button, correct? Ideally?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So are we having multiple input field here? What are you guys saying?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? We don't have multiple input field.
Login feature we have to username and password.
Forgot password.
Forgot password we have.
Try to understand my question. What I'm saying is in this login functionality, is there multiple input fields are there only or one input field is there? Input means what? Input means what? If you want to
Entering the data.
entering a data, correct? So
Yes.
here are we having a multiple input field or single input field?
Single input.
Sorry?
Multiple input.
Multiple input.
Multiple.
We can input valid data as well, invalid data as well.
No, yes, that invalid value we will discuss about it, but I'm just asking there is a multiple input fields are there or single input field? Definitely multiple
Multiple,
inputs
sir.
are.
Here we can input two.
Yes,
Yes, we
multiple.
have to enter the
We can
username
able
and we
to-
have to enter the password. Two
Yeah.
input fields are there or not? More
So
than
it's-
one is
we
a
can say
multiple,
multiple.
right? More than
Yes,
one
sir.
is a multiple, correct? Two input field means there is a multiple input field, correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what decision table is saying that if there is a multiple input field, then we can apply the decision table techniques. Okay. So here we are having a multiple input field. Okay. So now you want to prepare a quality number of test scenario for this login functionality. Okay, and here we are having just a 2 input field like username and password. Okay, now as a QA you want to prepare all the possible combination. Okay, like all the possible combination of this particular login functionality. Okay, so now to derive the test scenario for this login features, what you can do, you can think about the decision table. Okay, so here exactly what we are going to do, we are going to derive the decision table. Okay, like we are going to prepare one table, proper table. Okay, where we will have some input details. So let me prepare this table first. Okay, then I will explain. So I'm just preparing one table. Table means what, guys? Can someone tell me?
Rows and columns.
Rows and column. Yes or no? The values will be there into the rows and columns. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
I think you guys are learning
Yes,
SQL
sir.
also, right? That is a table. Okay. So here the first field, first column name, I can say that is nothing but what? Condition. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah. So this is the condition we are having it, and here we are having some rule. Okay. So rule 1. Don't worry, I will give multiple example, guys. Try to understand first. Okay. Rule 3. Rule 4. Okay, rule 5. Likewise, multiple rules will be there. Okay, I'm just writing till 5. Okay, so now here we are having what? First column is saying that here we have to write the condition. Okay, along with that condition, okay, we are having some rules. Okay, so my condition is saying that okay, we have to enter the username. Okay, and we have to enter the password. Okay, everyone, that is the only condition, right? Or that is the only input fields we are having it. Okay, don't get confused. This condition I can call it the input field also. Okay, input field is nothing but what? We have to enter the username and we have to enter the password. Okay, now as soon as you will click on the login button, then what will happen? When you will click on the login button, then either it will accept it or it will throw the error message. Okay, when you will click on login button, so as an output, what you will get? Output you will get as what? You will get a home page or you will get a error message. Correct, guys? As an output.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is my decision table. That table I have derived. Okay, means this is the input field and this is my rules. Okay, now my rule 1 is saying that okay, if user will enter the correct username, okay, if username is correct, okay, and password is also correct, so what kind of output we can we are expecting
H.
Access.
Home page.
it should navigate to the home page. Correct, but assume that in rule number 2 it's saying that if user is entering correct username but incorrect password, what will happen?
Error.
Error message.
This is the error message. Correct. If user will enter the incorrect username but correct password,
Error message.
Error.
error message. If both are incorrect,
Error.
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 okay, if you will not enter anything here in username field but you're entering the correct password,
Error.
Error, sir.
error message. So likewise I can go for what? Multiple scenario. Okay, getting it, guys? Next you can give the keep blank as a both username and text field, and then you will get a error message. All of you understanding this? Okay, so likewise what exactly we are doing, like okay, to check all the possible combination, okay, you should not miss any one of the combination, because in real time, right, we guys are doing such kind of mistake, right, where sometime you will enter the invalid valid and you will try to access the application. So that time application is reminding us like okay, please provide the proper details. It's throwing some error messages. Okay, so to make sure that we are covering all the possible combination, okay, we can apply this decision table. Okay, and accordingly we can get all the proper scenarios, all the quality number of test scenario, all the possible scenario we can get it with applying this decision table. Okay, you will not miss any single scenario if you are applying this decision table. Getting it, guys? Okay, So here you can write a scenario for this combination, like, okay, for this rule one, like verify this username and verify this login feature with giving the valid username and valid password. Verify this login features with giving the valid username, invalid password. Okay, so likewise, you can prepare all the test scenarios. Getting it, everyone? All of you are understanding this?
Yes,
What
sir.
we have to
Yes,
apply?
sir.
See this, normally if you will think, right, then definitely like you can prepare the test scenario, but you may miss some scenario. Okay, if you will manually think, right, then you may miss some of the scenario, some of the combination, you can miss it. Okay, so if you don't want to miss any single scenario, then you can apply this decision table and you can come up with all the combination. Okay, so here I'm just saying about this 2 input field. Let's assume that there are 6 input fields are there. So do you think that like manually you will able to or think about all the combination without applying the decision table?
No, sir.
What are you guys are feeling? There are 6 input fields. Assume that there is a registration feature where we want to enter the multiple things like username, email ID, password, confirm password, then mobile number. Okay, so like, well, let's say the multiple input fields are there. So how you will make sure that okay, this feature will work fine with all the combination. Okay, so manually if you will think, then you can end up with some scenario, but if you will apply the decision table, right, then you may get around 36 to 40 scenarios. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Getting it, everyone? Definitely we can achieve it, right? Because we have to check all the true false combination. Okay, minimum 36 scenario it will come. Getting it, guys? Understanding or not? The decision table. Everyone, if there is a multiple input field, then we can apply the decision table. How we can apply it? We can prepare this kind of table, okay, and for each combination, okay, we can apply the rule properly, okay, and according to this rule, okay, we can prepare our test scenario. So when you will perform the actual testing, right, so during that time, okay, for each scenario you can test this particular feature. Okay, you can check it with this each combination whether this feature is behaving according to requirement or not. Okay, everyone. Okay, so we should not miss any single scenario. Okay, so if you don't want to miss it, then apply the decision table. Okay, and get all the combination. You will get all the accurate combination. Here, everyone, I think you guys have written the test scenario for this adding a context, right? Correct, guys?
Yes.
How many fields are there for adding a context? Can someone tell me? Ideally, how many
First
input
name,
fields are there?
first name, last name.
Yeah, the number I want. I don't want this field name. Okay, I'm just asking what is the field number? Like how many field number we are having? How many fields are there?
Around approximately 8 to 10.
Hmm?
8 to 10.
8 to 10, correct? No, just think about it. Okay, you are going to apply this decision table for this 8 and 9, 12. How many test scenario you can prepare now?
2 power n.
Yes. Correct, guys. I think manually you guys have prepared. So I think you guys have prepared some 5, 10 or 20 test scenarios. But if you apply this decision table, definitely you will get what 50, 100 test scenarios. Yes or no?
Yes.
Getting it? Because we are a tester, we have to check each and everything. Because in real time, we don't know how the users are going to use. Let's say that in real time, users are giving some of the invalid details, okay, and they're trying to access the application, and it's accepting it. So definitely they will check with the QA team why you have not tested this combination. Okay, so we should not miss any combination, okay, while performing a testing. But before that, you need to have the proper test scenarios, quality number of test scenarios. Getting it, guys? Okay, so to cover all the combination, we can apply the decision table. Clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now just think about it. Okay, like now try to rework on your test that adding a context. Okay, and see that the number of input field, apply the decision table, okay, and try to prepare the test scenarios. You will get what? In number of test scenarios. Because we have to test this particular feature. We have to provide a more quality into that particular feature functionality. Okay, so how you can provide a quality? If you are checking all this combination, definitely you can achieve the quality. Correct, guys? Yes. All of you are understanding this? Getting confused?
Yeah. No, sir.
It's a easy, right? It's a easy or not? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Simple one.
Okay, cool.
sir, one question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when there is a lot of rows and columns, for
Mhm.
example, there is 6 by 6 or 8 by 6.
Mhm.
In that time, there will be so many test scenarios.
Yes, obviously.
So we need to check each one.
Yes. So we are saying that we are testing the application. So how you will say that that feature is having quality? Can you simply test with one or two scenario and can you say like, okay, this feature is having quality? No, right? We have to check each and everything because in real time there is a possibility like a customer can enter this kind of detail. Okay, they will try to access your application. Getting my point?
Yes.
All of you are understanding this, guys? Why this decision table is required? Okay, so here I'm just talking about 5 to 6 input field. Assume that there are the 20 field. Now you can imagine the test scenarios, number of test scenarios. Because in in real time we are getting a banking application, e-commerce, okay, or some healthcare related, okay, where we need to fill a lot of information about the patient, okay, user, correct? So that time we need to make sure that all the fields are properly working, okay, and with all the proper combination. Okay, so in that case, apply the decision table and have a quality number of test scenarios. Getting it, guys? If you will not apply this decision table, right? If you will manually think, okay, like, okay, I will prepare this scenario, then definitely you are going to miss a lot of scenarios, correct? But if you'll apply this, automatically you will get all this combination, correct, guys? Okay, so that's the benefits
Yes.
of having the decision table. Is it clear to all? Getting confused?
Sir, once again.
Once again, okay. Okay, so let's do one thing, okay? Whatever things I'm explained, right? Just try to recall this, okay, everyone? Whatever I have explained just now, okay, try to recall this, why we are using this decision table, okay? You try to understand this example, try to understand this combination, okay? Take time, okay? Like I'm giving 5 minutes of time, 5 minutes of break, okay? Think about it, then again we will discuss about it. Is that okay? But as of now, whatever things you have understood, try to recall that. Okay?
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm giving 5 minute break. Okay. Go on, think about it. Okay. And then let me know. So let me start the timer. Okay. If I start the timer, then you will not able to see the screen. Okay. So I'm giving 5 minute break, guys. Okay. Let's come back by 2:55, 2:15.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, hello guys. Hello everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you guys analyzed why we are having this decision table, everyone?
Sir, it's similar like the test case scenarios you gave us last month. You asked us to prepare test case scenarios of login internet banking,
Yes.
creating contact, installing Play Store installing WhatsApp from Play Store. We created test case scenarios and all that thing. It's
Correct.
similar like that, right?
Yeah, that is same thing. Okay, but to prepare that, we need to apply this table decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different kind of conditions. Okay.
Yes, different conditions are there. Okay, and you have to apply this, and you have to prepare the quality scenarios. You have to cover all the scenarios. Okay. See this.
Yes, yes.
Here we are having what first name, last name, email ID, password. Okay. Newsletter, then privacy policy, this continue button. Okay. So you can see that multiple input fields we are having it. Okay. Now, as a QA, I can test it like, okay, I can enter some one valid and one few invalid. I can test it. Okay, but with that, I can justify that that is that I have tested properly. Correct. With having just a few scenario, I can't give the statement like, okay, this feature is having good quality. Okay, so to check the every combination of this particular feature, okay, we can apply the decision table. Okay, and we can get a multiple test scenarios. We need to test with all those different combinations in this to this particular feature. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Everyone. That is the techniques that you need to apply to get a quality number of test scenarios, to get all the combination. Okay, for that you can apply the decision table. Is it clear now? Everyone, guys, say yes, no. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is like first criteria. Okay, where if multiple input fields are there, we can apply the decision table. Okay. Now second criteria is saying that if there is a multiple condition, okay, let's say that one field we are having it, okay, but we are having a multiple condition. So that time also we can apply the decision table. So let's discuss about this. Okay, decision table. Okay, for multiple condition on input field. Okay, so let's say that, okay, you know that I think you guys are updating your profile pic and all, right, in here and their website. Correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys are doing right. Let's say that, okay, there is a profile pic. Okay, let's say that I'm just saying file. Okay, or there is a profile pic. Okay. Okay, there is a one feature. That feature is nothing but what we need to update a profile pic. Okay. Now here we are having what some choose a file. I think such kind of option we are getting, right? Select a file, something. We are getting or not? Select a file or select a photos. Okay. So let's say that we are having this. Okay. Now here the criteria is saying that, okay, here we are having condition or criteria. Okay. I can say the condition. Okay. Condition to update a profile page. So what kind of condition we can get it usually? Can someone tell me? What is the criteria for what updating a profile pic?
Like maximum or minimum MB.
Okay. File
Should be
size.
in JPG format.
File size.
Yes. Okay. So it should be in the file format should be in what? Image file, correct? It may be what? JPEG, okay, or JPG, okay, or PNG. Yes. Correct, guys? Can we upload a what PDF or document file for this profile pic?
No, it will not accept.
No, right? Okay. So here the first criteria is saying that, okay, first condition we are having what? The file format should be like this. Okay. And second criteria we are having what? File size. Okay. So definitely there will be some proper size will be there, like it will accept, okay, up to 10 MB or 5 MB. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say that these two conditions we are having it, okay, for updating our profile pic. Okay. So you can say that, okay, this is like one feature we are having it, okay, with the multiple condition. Okay. Now here also, if you want to test, okay, if you want to derive your test scenario, okay, quality number of test scenario, you have to cover all the combination. So here also we need to apply the decision table. How you can do that? I will tell you now. So again, let's prepare the decision table. Let me draw it properly first. Okay. And here, how many how many conditions we are having it? Can someone tell me?
Two
conditions.
Two conditions.
Two conditions, right? Okay. So here we are having what condition? Okay. Where we are having a two condition. Okay. What is the condition name?
MB.
File size,
File
file
format
format.
and file
File
size.
format. One condition is there, file format, and second is what?
File size.
File size. Okay. Now accordingly we will get output also. Okay. So here we are having the output. So output will accept it successfully. You will be able to upload or you will be getting error message. Okay. So this is the output we are expecting it. Okay. So now here we are having a rules also. Rule 1, rule 2. Like that, multiple rules will be there, but I'm writing few rules. Okay. Rule 4, rule 5. Okay. So likewise, multiple rules we are having it. Okay. So now my rule 1 is saying that, okay, if user will select the JPEG format, okay, and file size is like 4 MB, then what will happen?
Success.
Success. We should be able to upload a photo, right? Okay. Let's say that there is a word JPEG file, okay, with the 6 MB.
Error showing.
Error message. Okay. Similarly, let's say that there is some PNG file, okay, with some 3 MB, 4 MB.
Succeed.
Succeed. Okay. Let's say that there is some file format, okay, that is like PDF, okay, and then file size like 4 MB. Error. What will happen?
Error, sir.
Error message. Okay. Let's say that there is some TXT file, okay, and 4 MB. Error message. Okay. So likewise, if you will define, right, okay, you can prepare with n number of test scenario, like n number of rules we can apply it for just testing this particular input field. Getting my point, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
First, you need to cover all the combination. We are saying that, okay, this profile pic should work properly according to this condition. Okay. but it should also not work with the different condition or different file format or different sizes. Okay, so to make sure that with the positive or valid data or valid condition it will work, or with the invalid condition it should not work. Okay, we have to apply this decision table. Okay, and we have to check the all the different combination. See that, okay, in real time, whatever application we guys are using, that is already being tested. Okay, so we are not getting any of the error messages. But when we will be doing the development, right, so during that time developers may do a lot of mistakes. Okay guys, so in that case, okay, if you will have this different combination, then definitely you can get a defects here. Okay, you can identify the quality number of defects because you are having the all the combination. Understanding it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so likewise we can prepare our test scenario like verify that user is able to upload a profile pic with selected JPEG format with the file size 4 MB. Verify that user is able to upload a photo. Okay, or verify that user is getting an error message when uploading JPEG with the 6 MB. Okay, so likewise various combination, various test scenario we can prepare it. All of you are getting this, guys? Benefit of this decision table.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. Right, because we have to provide a quality to the functionalities. Okay, how we can achieve the quality? If there is a no defect, then we can say that this feature is having quality, but before that we have to check the all the combination. Okay, so to derive this all the combination, all the quality number of test scenario, we can apply the decision table.
Sir, in fifth column, they're getting success, na? Showing error. Fifth column.
Why it will accept the file format is txt? Can we upload the txt file format for the updating a profile pic?
No, but before that PDF.
PDF, do you think that PDF file is applicable for updating a profile pic?
No, sir. Actually, it's not in the conditions.
According to condition.
No, let's say even ideally think about the real-time case. Okay, in real time, are we getting the PDF file? Like, are we able to upload a PDF file for the profile pic in real time?
Yes, sir, got it.
No, right? Can you upload your WhatsApp status, okay, or in WhatsApp profile pic? Can you upload the PDF files as in your profile pic?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. Okay. In some of the requirement, it will say that okay, it will accept only PDF and doc format. It will not accept the JPEG or some other file format. So in that case, also we can apply the same decision table. Getting it, guys? Okay. So you can see that okay, the valid file format, these three valid file format. Okay. But if you will consider, if you will think about the invalid file format, then we are having a lot of different file format, right? Yes or no? We are having a PDF, we are having a Word, okay. Word, okay, we are having a TXT, okay. We are having a .exe, correct guys? We are having a .apk. This is also one of the file format, right? We are having a .ipa. I think we are discussing about it. What else?
.mp3, .mp4.
Yes, .mp3, correct. So we need to check this. Okay, if I'll upload this, then what will happen? Because as a tester, we need to break the application, right? We are saying that we have to break this functionality. Okay, so if you really want to break it, then try to apply the all the invalid file format. We can check it how this feature is behaving. Okay, if this kind of file format is accepting, then there is a defect. Correct, guys? If you are trying to upload but it's crashing your application, okay, or it's or keep on loading or something weird messages you are getting, means that is a defect. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the reason we have to check all the different combinations. So as a QA point of view, you have to think like how I can break this functionality. Okay, so definitely for breaking this, apply all the invalid file format, invalid sizes. Okay, try to upload like JPEG and 100 MB file. Okay, or 50 MB file. Okay, or 200 MB file, and see that how this feature is behaving. Okay, so that's the reason we are having this decision table. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt? Anyone is having doubt, guys, regarding decision table? All of you are understanding this? Okay, so don't worry, in real time, no one will ask you like, okay, prepare the decision table and all. Okay, being as QA, you only need to think about it. You only need to prepare it. Okay, and you need to prepare your test scenarios. Okay, no one going to ask you like, can you show me your decision table and all? No. Okay, as a QA point of view, we have to think about like we need to think about the multiple combination. Okay, so you can think about the decision table and you can prepare your test scenarios. Okay, you need to make sure that you are covering all the combination. Okay, guys. So that is the reason we are having what this decision table. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now just think about your the station at that assignment I have given for adding a contact, okay, or sending a messages to your friend or something, right? Okay, apply there. Okay, if you want to send a messages, okay, try to what apply the different combination, okay, or we can say that apply that these techniques, okay, and prepare your test scenarios. Clear, guys? Okay. Now let me quickly explain the next one of the most important, okay, the technique, that is a state transition matrix. Okay, so these techniques when we can apply, okay, when we are having what some criteria where application behavior will change. Okay, the criteria to apply this state transition matrix, like, okay, when application behavior will change according to user input. Okay, I will explain, don't worry. Okay, or application state or behavior. Okay, just a minute. I can say that application behavior, okay, or application state will change, okay, according to the user input. Okay. Let me. Okay. So that is the criteria to apply the state transition matrix. Okay, guys, application behavior will change according to the user input. Means as a user, okay, we will enter something into the application. Okay, now based on my input, like whatever input I will provide, accordingly that application behavior will change. Okay, that application state is going to change. So that time we can think about the state transition matrix. Okay, so let me give the simple example first. You know about the internet banking, everyone? Internet banking application.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know about the internet banking login. So where we can provide what? User ID or
User
account ID, okay, or password. Okay, that we can provide it. Okay, and for that we will have the some input field, and for this also we will have the input field. Okay, and we will have the login button. Okay, let's consider that this is like internet banking. Okay, internet banking application. Okay, now let's assume that, okay, you have entered the correct username. Okay, that user ID is correct. Okay, now here password is incorrect. Okay, and you will try to log in. Okay, guys, just try to understand. I have entered the correct user ID, okay, and incorrect password. Okay, and I will try to log in into this application. Okay, so as soon as I will click on the login button, definitely it will throw the error messages. Why? Because I have entered the invalid credential. Okay, so now can you guys tell me like what kind of error message exactly we are getting it? What kind of error message we will get in this case?
Invalid user ID password.
Also, we will get one warning message.
Invalid username or password. Okay, we will get it, right? Yes. Along with that, any other message are we getting?
One warning message we will get, sir.
What kind
2
of
attempts left or 4 attempts left, like that.
Yes, all of you are agree, guys? We will get this message, okay, and along with that we will get to know like, okay, 3 attempts left. Ever you guys have observed?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Means I have entered this, okay, I have entered the invalid credential, it's giving me the invalid messages. Okay, along with that it's giving me alert like you have only 3 attempts left. Okay, now second time, let's say that again I will enter the invalid credential. What will happen in next message? next attempt,
two attempt left.
Next attempt, what will happen? Next again you will try, then you will get a message like now 2 attempts left. Yes or no? It means what? Okay, according to user input, whatever input you have provided, accordingly this application is behaving differently. It means what? Every time you are getting a different messages. Why? Because this application is checking like what kind of input we are giving it. Okay, and accordingly that application is giving the different messages. First time if you'll get the invalid credential, it will say 3 attempts left. Second time if you'll get the invalid credential, it will say that 2 attempts left. Getting my point? Okay, miss, this application behavior is changing according to your input, whatever inputs you have provided. All of you are getting it, guys?
Yes.
Similar into you know, like ATM machine. Okay, if you'll go there, okay, then it will give us similar kind of messages. Okay, but depends on your input, whatever inputs you are providing it. Okay, so if you are having such kind of requirement into your application, then you can think about the state transition matrix. Okay, it means what? Okay, to what derive this state transition matrix? Okay, first we have to derive the workflow. Okay, workflow means what? Let me design it. Let's say that, okay, we are starting it. Okay, I will start it. Okay, then I will say this is the first attempt. Then I will mention more second, then third. Okay, then fourth attempt. Okay, so likewise we will be having what multiple attempts. Okay, let me just draw it. What I'm doing, I'm just deriving the workflow. Okay, I will check the workflow. What is the workflow we are having it? Okay, so okay, and assume that okay, in the first attempt you are giving a valid input. What will happen if you'll get a valid credential?
Will be able to log in.
Okay, means you will be able to log in, correct guys? Means it will navigate to the home page something. Okay, so this is my home page. Okay, in first attempt if you are giving a valid data, it will allow you to the login. Okay, but in first attempt if you are giving a invalid data, what will happen?
It will ask for second attempt.
It will ask you for, or it will what allow you for the second attempt, next attempt, yes or no?
Yes.
Correct guys, it will allow you for the second attempt, and it will say that okay, you are left with a 2 attempt or 3 attempt. Okay, now assume that you are in second attempt. Okay, now during the second attempt time, okay, you are giving a valid credential. What will happen?
Home page will display.
It will navigate to the home page, yes or no? If you are giving in the second attempt, if you are giving the correct credential, but in case again if you are giving the invalid credential, what will happen in second attempt?
Third attempt.
Will ask you for the third attempt. Again in third attempt, if you are getting your username and password, if you are giving a valid username and password, what will happen?
Navigate to home page.
It will navigate to the home page. Correct. Now in the third attempt also you have given the invalid. What will happen?
Like showing 24-hour later or block.
Okay. So in the fourth attempt, you will be getting a message like your account is blocked. Correct, guys? Yes or no? I think real time you guys are getting right. So in the fourth attempt, okay, you will be getting right. It will what allow you for the fourth attempt, okay. But during this fourth attempt, okay, or sorry, after the third attempt, okay, if you will give the invalid credential, then it will block your card. Okay. Now let's say that in the fourth, you are in the fourth attempt. Okay. Now you will try to enter your username and password, and here in the fourth attempt you are giving a valid credential. What will happen?
It will not accept.
It will not accept. Correct, guys? In fourth attempt, okay, your card is blocked. Okay, now you are remembering your username and password. Okay, so your account or your card will be remain blocked. Yes or no?
Yes.
All of you are understanding this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the workflow we are having for this particular specific scenario. Like, okay, what will happen? Okay, like it's kind of if-else condition. Okay, if this will happen, then navigate to this, else navigate to here. Okay, so this is like if-else condition. So that workflow we have to think about it. Okay, so that is what workflow of this particular feature. Okay, Now, after this, okay, what we have to look, we have to design the matrix, or we can say that we have to design our state transition matrix. That is nothing but what, again, it's a table only, okay, but that we can call it a matrix. Okay, so now here I can derive the matrix, okay, for this particular workflow. Okay, so let me just derive this. Don't worry, guys, I will explain it again. Just try to understand for now. Okay. And here, let me give the state name. Okay, let's say that here I'm having a state name. Okay, let's say that this is a state 1. Okay, or I'm saying that this is my state 1. Like first attempt is like my state 1. Okay, state 1 means what? We're starting it. Okay, means this is the first attempt. Okay, so state 1. Now we are having what? Second state, state 2, state 3. Okay, state 4. Okay, and then state 5, this is a home, I'm just giving the name, okay, and state 6. Okay, so these are the different states we are having it, where application behavior we can moderate. Okay, so here we are having what? State. Okay, here we are having what? Valid and invalid. Okay, so now my state is saying that, okay, I'm into the what? State 1. Okay, I'm into the first attempt. Okay, and if I'll give the valid credential, then where exactly it will navigate? If I'll give the
S5.
input,
S5.
correct, everyone? All of you agree? In the
Yes, sir.
state 1, in the first attempt, if I'll give the valid input, then it will navigate to the state 5. Okay, this is just a naming convention I'm giving. Just consider that this will navigate to the home page. Okay, but in the state 1, okay, if you're in the first attempt and if you're giving the invalid credential, then in which state it will go?
S2.
S2. Correct, guys. Similar way, let's say that I'm in the state 2, okay, and I'm giving the valid credential. What will happen?
S5.
S5. Otherwise,
S3.
S3. If you are in the S3, okay, and if I give a valid credential,
S5. S5.
S5, and
S4.
here S4.
S4.
Now you are into the S4, okay, and you are giving a valid credential.
S6.
Think about it.
S6.
You are into the S4, like a state 4, okay, fourth attempt, okay, you are giving a valid credential. What will happen?
S6.
Correct, everyone? And if you give the invalid, what will happen?
S6.
Remain X6. All of you are understanding this, guys?
Yes.
Okay, means what? We are just deriving the matrix. Okay, means according to this workflow, okay, we are just coming up with the proper combination, okay, with the valid and invalid. Okay, for each state, what will the valid, what criteria and invalid criteria, like in which state we will go, okay, so that we need to prepare it as a part of state transition matrix. Okay, so first what we have done, we have derived the workflow, okay, like what will happen on the first attempt, second, third, fourth, okay, so that we have derived it. Now according to this workflow, we can derive the our state transition matrix. Okay, so the matrix is saying that, okay, if user will enter the what, if user in the first state, okay, and if user is entering the valid credential, then it will navigate to the home page, otherwise it will what, navigate for the second attempt. Okay, that is the S2. Okay, similar way other state we are having it. Okay, guys, so as a QA, now you can prepare your quality number of test scenarios. How you can prepare it? You can say that, okay, verify this what, login credential, okay, verify this internet banking, okay, login, okay, with giving the valid credential, with giving the invalid credential. Okay, in the first attempt, try to give the invalid input. I can verify this internet banking. In first attempt, try to get the valid input and verify this. In second attempt, try to give the valid input and verify this login feature. In second attempt, give the invalid input and try to validate this login functionality. So likewise, we can come up with all the possible combination. Getting it, everyone? All of you understanding this?
Yes.
Okay, so to get a quality number of test scenario, like we have to think about the state transition matrix. But here the condition is saying that if application behavior will change, means whatever input you will provide, according to that application behavior will change. So that case you can apply the state transition. Okay. Let me give another example. Okay. Mm. Okay. So let's say that as in companies we are having some HRM portal. Okay, HRM is what, guys? Human resource management is there will be one portal will be there, one application will be there. Okay, in this HRM application, okay, where we can see the entire employees information. Okay, entire employees records will be there into this HRM application. Okay, and assume that here we are having one single login. Okay, here we are having a single login. Okay. Okay, this login will be same for every employees. Okay, now let's say that okay, in this company, okay, we are having a employees. Okay, and then this employees are having different designation. Okay, let's say that we are having HR people. Okay, we are having what managers. Okay, we are having what normal employees. Let's say that techies. Okay, or we can then engineers. Okay, so now can you guys tell me, like, as an engineers, can I check my managers and HR their details, like their salary slip, offer letter and all? Can I check it as an engineer? If I log in into this application, okay, let's say that I'm engineer, okay, and I'm logging with my credential, okay. So in that case, can I see my manager details or HR details?
No.
No. Okay. Now let's say that you are a HR, okay, and you are logging into this same application, okay. So in this case, can you see this manager and engineers information?
Yes.
Possibly,
sir.
yes. Correct.
Yes.
We can see this. Okay. Now let's say that I'm a manager, okay, and I will log in with my credential as a manager. So can I see the HR and engineer details, or only engineers, or only HR?
Only engineers.
Only engineers, correct? Because these managers are about managing about engineer resources. Okay, so here manager will not able to see this HR related information. Okay, but if you're a HR, then you can see the all the employees information. Okay, it may be the engineers or manager. But if you're a manager, then you can see only the your details. Along with that, you can see the engineer details. If you are just an engineer, then you can see only your details. It means what? According to your input, okay, that application will change the state, okay, and it will navigate to the respective pages, correct, guys? Or it will showcase the respective details. If you're HR, then you can see the all the details inside the home page. If you are a manager, then you can see your details along with all the engineers details. If you are just an engineer, then you can see only your details into your account. Yes or no? All of you are understanding this? Okay, so in that case also we can apply the state transition matrix. It's nothing but it's kind of if-else combination. You know about the workflow or flow chart? Everyone? You know about the flow chart?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me open some flow chart of the okay. Let me Google something. Okay, let me share my screen first. I have just like okay flow chart of this library management system. Okay, let me open any one of the flow chart. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
It is okay. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's saying that okay, this is a flowchart. Okay, the administrative flowchart. Okay, so here we can book a number. Okay, add new books, delete old books. Okay, the user work. This is like admin account. Okay, if you're an admin user, then you can see this all the features. If you are a normal user, then you can see all these functionalities. Okay, getting my point? So here we can apply the decision, state transition. If you will log in as an admin account, okay, then what all possibilities are there? Okay, what all features you will get it. If you are a normal user, then what all things you will get it, correct? So for the both the account, okay, we can prepare the state transition. Getting my point, guys? Means according to your login credential, okay, you will be seeing these options or this option. If you are a user, then you can see this option. If you're normal, if you're admin, then you will be seeing this option. Okay, so that is what is state transition matrix. All of you are understanding this, guys? You know about this OTT platform? OTT platform. Okay, let's say that you are having a Netflix. Okay. Now, let's say that you are a new user. Okay, like first time you are trying to access this Netflix. So what kind of what we can say that feasibility, or we can say that what kind of features we are getting if you are a new user? What you can
Some welcome offers.
welcome offers. Okay, as a new users, can definitely we can access this Netflix, but initially they can provide some 30 days free trial or something. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you are a new phrase user, then it will say that 30 days free trial means 30 days you can use it free, and after that 30 days it will be chargeable. So as a new user, it's 30 days free. Okay. Now next condition, like you are a returning user. Returning is what? You have already used this word 30 days free trial. Okay. Now again you are trying to access this Netflix account. So that time what kind of message you will get?
Trial period is completed. It will redirect to purchase field.
Yes. Okay, means it will force you to subscribe the Netflix. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Force you to subscribe. Okay, it will not allow you to watch any of the movies or something, correct? It will first ask you to subscribe it. Okay, you have to pay it for this subscription. Then only you can watch the all the Netflix or you can get a benefit of the all the Netflix features, correct? If you're a returning user. Okay. Now let's assume that you are a subscribe user. Okay. Subscribe. So if you will log in, then what will happen? If you're a subscriber user, then you can access all the functionalities, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Access all the movies, okay, whatever it is. Okay, by default, if you're a subscriber user, if you are just a returning user without subscription, then it will navigate to the payment page. If you're a new user, first time user, then it will navigate to the 30 days free trial. Yes or no? So here you can see that according to this user entry, okay, again, this application behavior will change. This behavior, we can get it into the application. Yes or no?
Yes, behavior change.
Yes or no, guys? All of you understanding this concept? Okay, means according to your entry, if you are giving the fresh user account, it will allow you 30 days free trial. If you are giving the returning user without subscription, then it will ask you to subscribe it. Okay, if you are a subscriber, you are already having a premium account. Okay, then in this case, it will not ask any of the payment, and it will directly showcase all the movies and all the details. Okay, so in that case, you can apply the state transition matrix and you can check the scenarios, or you can prepare the scenarios. All of you understanding it, this guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how actually we need to think, like it's all about depends on the requirement to requirement. If you are having such kind of requirement, then you can think about the state transition matrix and you can prepare your test scenarios. Is it clear to all? It's easy, right? Or getting confused?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Understood?
Understood, sir.
Yes. Okay. So that is all about, state transition matrix. Okay. Now finally we are having what? Error gassing. Okay, guys. So error gassing is here. We are not going to apply and all anything. It's all about your experience.
Sir,
Yeah.
so in real-time example, can you please tell me the real-time example of this state transition matrix? A real-time example means when I use this.
When we are having this kind of requirement, okay,
Yes, sir.
if else condition you are having it, okay, if you will give this, then it will navigate here, okay, else it should navigate into this screen set. If you will do the payment, then it will throw the successful message. If you will not pay, then it will throw the some messages, something like if else condition will be there, right? Wherever you can apply the state transition. You know about the if else condition, everyone? If you are having this, then if you're satisfying the criteria, then it will allow you for the next screen. If you're not satisfying, then it will throw you back in some other screen. Okay. So in real time, if you're having such kind of condition, if else one, then you can apply the state transition. Because in whatever example we have discussed, right, this internet banking, okay, here also if else is there. If you will get the correct username, correct password, then navigate to home page, or else ask for the second attempt. Getting it, guys? Similarly for the HRM, if this user navigate to this screen, else navigate to this screen. Similar for this OTT and all. So wherever we will have this kind of if else requirement, then you can think about state transition. Okay, guys. Cool. Okay. So now finally we are having what? Error guessing. So error guessing is all about, like according to your experience. Okay, you have to guess the error. Guess the error means what? You have to sense it, like where I can get a more defect. Okay, let's say that I'm working for some project. Okay, so definitely during this career, okay, or during this working on this project, definitely I will observe a lot of defect into the application. Okay, means in the past we have observed, we have already resolved it. Okay, but while testing any of the new functionalities, what I can look, I can sense the errors, like where exactly I can get a more defect. Okay, guys, we have to guess it. Okay, if I'm using this particular feature, then I think for this feature, I think I can get this kind of defect. Okay, so likewise, we have to think about it, and we have to prepare some extra test scenarios. Okay, it's like guessing the error, guessing it, like where we can identify the defect. Okay, so accordingly, we have to come up with the test scenarios. Getting my point? Like you guys have done. Okay, like without having this what decision, sorry, this all the techniques, you guys have prepare your own test scenarios. Okay, miss, you have just guessed it. Okay, and accordingly you guys have prepared your test scenario. Correct? Okay, so here if you are having good experience, if you are having good domain knowledge, if you know that where you can identify the more defect, accordingly you have to think about it, and you need to write some extra test scenario. So that is kind of error guessing. Okay, so let me give a simple example. Let's say that you are into the sprint 1. Okay, and here you have reported some 10 defects. Okay, now these 10 defects are resolved. Okay, in this sprint only. Okay, it's a resolve. Okay, and it's also retested, means the defect is closed. Okay, guys, retested and it's a closed. So these are kind of things we have done into the sprint 1. Okay, like where we have got the 10 defects. Okay, and we have resolved it, we have retested, and we have closed it. Okay, now let's assume that you are into the sprint 2. Okay, so during this sprint 2 time, definitely you will get a new functionalities, new features, you will get it. Okay, so for that you will prepare a test scenario and all. Okay, but along with that, okay, you can think about this 10 defects. In the previous sprint, I think we have got it this 10 defects. So there is a possibility like again we can get the same defects into this sprint 2. Okay, we are not saying that okay we will get it. Okay, but we may get it. Correct, guys? There is a chances where again this some of the defects we can observe into this sprint 2. What you guys are feeling? There will be some possibility, right? Like whatever defects we have resolved, okay, the same defects again it may come into this sprint 2. Miss, we have to just guess it. We are not saying that okay we will get this 10 defects or some defects here into the sprint 2, but out of the 10 defects, some of the defects it may repeat into this sprint 2. Okay, so as a QA, what I can do, like okay, I can prepare a test scenario of this defect. Like I can take what any one defect, okay, or I can prepare the test scenario for all these 10 defects where I can validate into this sprint 2. Okay, means what, we are just guessing it, like this 10 defects may occur into this sprint 2. Okay, and accordingly for this 10 defects we can prepare a test scenario into this sprint 2. Getting my point, guys? Okay, so when you will perform your testing time, okay, then you can cover this scenario also. You can check it whether this 10 defects again it's coming into the sprint 2 or not. Okay, so that is kind of error guessing. We have to guess the error. Okay, we have to guess it, like again this defects will occur into this coming sprint or not. Getting it, everyone? Okay, so if you are having some experience, such kind of experience where some defects are again and again repeating, okay, so for that you can prepare a test scenario, okay, and you can test it while performing your actual testing. So that is kind of error guessing. Okay, we have to guess the possibility, like where we can get a defect. Understanding it, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
It's similar, like, like we guys are doing, right? Okay, let's say that we are planning something, or like if I'll do these things, okay, then I think we are just getting, okay, I think these all things I may face it. Okay, let's say the simple our engineering career. Okay, so let's say that we are doing engineering. Okay, so during engineering or after engineering, we can guess it, like, okay, after completion of the engineering degree, I think I can I will be working as an engineer. Okay, or I can go for further study. Okay, or I will start my own business. So these are nothing but what we are just guessing it, what all possibility we are having it with having this degree. Correct. Similar here, while performing a testing, or when you will test any of the requirement, or when you will preparing the test scenario for any of the requirements, so that time you have to just guess it for this particular functionality, what extra defects I can expect. Okay, so according to your experience, okay, you can add some extra test scenario with your error guessing. Okay, guys, so that is kind of error guessing activities. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just remember this. Okay, these are our important techniques we are having it. Okay, and that we have to apply while preparing a test scenarios. Okay, so whenever you will get any of the requirement, okay, after that, okay, you have to think about this techniques, and accordingly you need to come up with the test scenarios. But before that, you have to understand the requirement. Okay, if requirement is having like such kind of minimum maximum, then you can think about this boundary value analysis. If requirement is having some maximum data, and with that you want to validate, you can think about the ECP. If requirement is having the multiple input fields or multiple condition, you can think about the decision table. If there is some if else condition for this particular requirement, think about the state transition. Okay, and here guessing, you have to guess some extra scenarios, okay, for testing this particular requirement or feature. So that is error guessing. Okay, guys, it's all about the requirement. If requirement is falling under this criteria, then only you have to apply these techniques. Getting my point, everyone? Is it clear to all?
Yes.
Okay, being a QA, we must need to know the test case design techniques, because according to this technique only you are going to derive your test scenarios. Okay, guys, and if you are having a test scenario, easily you can convert those scenario into your test cases. Simple. Correct. If scenario is ready, then test cases preparation is easy, right? What you guys are feeling? Which is easy, like preparing a test scenario or preparing a test cases? Like
Test cases preparing is very easy.
yes. Okay. Test case preparation is very easy, but it's easy. Why? Because if you are having a test scenario, if you're not having test scenario, then it will be very difficult again. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you need to have the proper test. That's the reason first we need to think about the test scenario only. Okay. If scenarios are there, it's easy. Like we have to just write this steps, expected result, whatever it is. Okay. But if scenario itself is not there, you can't do anything. Clear, guys? So is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In interview, they may ask you like, what are different techniques we are having it. Okay. So in interview, okay, if they are using this techniques word alone, okay, you can sense that okay, they are talking about the state transition. Sorry, this test case design techniques. Okay. They may ask the question like, can you tell me what is the test case design techniques, or what is the testing techniques, or what is the techniques? Okay. So that is also kind of what they can just use the techniques word. So technique is all about this, all the techniques. Okay, guys. So that time you can explain, we are having a 5 techniques: boundary value analysis, ECP, decision table, state transition, air gassing. Okay. Now they may ask you, can you explain me this boundary value analysis? So just use some example and explain it, because we have to tell like what is the uses of this, what techniques. Okay. So instead of giving the theoretical definition, okay, just use some example, okay, and explain it. What is the uses of this boundary value analysis? So it will be easy to explain. Also, like interviewer can easily understand, like they can understand like, okay, why we are applying this techniques. Correct, guys? Yes or no? Okay, because most of the time, like we are just thinking that, okay, like okay, I will give the definition. Okay, but with the definition, okay, some people can understand, some people is not going to understand you what is the meaning of that. Okay, but if you'll give some example, then definitely anyone can understand it. Okay, what is the uses of this particular techniques? Correct. So take some example for this boundary value or ECP or decision table and explain this. Simple. Okay, just say like, let's assume that there is an input field with the minimum and maximum character. So here I can apply the boundary value analysis, and why I have to apply, because I have to check the boundary touching values, okay, whether it will work with the minimum maximum characters or not. Okay, ECP, if there is a more range of value, then I have to make sure that, okay, with the multiple combination that input fields will work. So I can divide into the equal parts. If there is a multiple input field, okay, so during that time I have to test this particular input that particular feature with the various combinations. So for that we can apply the decision table. Also for the multiple condition, like one input with the multiple condition, so for that also we can apply the decision table. Okay, now assume that there is some requirement of functionality where application behavior will change, okay, whenever we will enter something. Okay, means there will be some if else condition will be there. We can apply this state transition. Okay, so try to explain like this. It will be easy to understand. Okay, and definitely interview will get impressed with such kind of answer. Getting it, guys? Okay, no matter you are going to try the fresher experience, but try to give this kind of answer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Is it clear to all? Anyone is having doubt, confusion, problem, challenges? Okay.
All clear.
Good. Okay, so must remember this. Okay, definitely I can say that, okay, this question, right, this techniques and all, okay, even if you will get if you will have a 10 year of experience, right, you will expect this question. Getting it, guys? So it's like one of the highly like most frequent interview question, this test case design techniques. Okay, cool then. So that's all for the today's session. Okay, now we are left with one more session. Okay, probably two, three concepts are left. Okay, but that is like small concepts. Okay, like we can discuss within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, those all the small concepts. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to close or we are going to complete this all the conceptual part. Okay, guys, so tomorrow will be the final session for the conceptual part. Okay, now accordingly, okay, there will be a further session will be there. Okay, where we will be discussing about the end-to-end workflows. Okay, projects, resume preparation. So these all activities we can start after completing this conceptual part. Okay, but conceptual wise, tomorrow will be the last session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And meantime, okay, try to revise the all the session from the day one to till now. Okay, because after this conceptual session, right, one session I will take it, okay, where I will showcase the end-to-end workflow. End-to-end means what? As a QA, as a test engineer, how we are starting it and how we are ending our tasks. Okay, as a fresher, as an experience level, okay, whatever it is. Okay, but you should know is the your workflow. Okay, how we are beginning our work, okay, and how we are ending our work. So this entire concepts, whatever we have learned, right, so that I'm going to relate with one proper workflow. Okay, so you will able to understand like at what point we have to apply these concepts and all. Okay, so the end-to-end workflow we will discuss in, but before that, try to revise the entire concepts, whatever we have discussed till now. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because software testing, like it's like one-time learning opportunity. Always I'm using this word. Okay, one-time learning opportunity means what? If you're understanding all the concepts in one time, means throughout your career, okay, it's going to help you, because this all the concept is not going to change. Okay, even after 10 years or 15 years. Okay, but for other technologies, okay, we are keep on upgrading something here and there. Okay, but testing wise, these concepts will be remain same. Okay, so that's the reason I'm saying it's like one-time learning opportunity. Okay, so try to understand the each and every concept. Okay, everyone. Cool, then anything else? So that's all for the today's session. Anybody